Yeah. First of all, JC offered the money. At first, she offered them bread, like, and everything, but his aunt didn't, like, approve of it. She said, no, JC got a lien on her house, all type of shit that was going on. This lady put her paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough, though, like, he just wanted that. He not trying to get no money, he not trying to do none of that. But something happened to him, and I'm like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. He said he was coming out from work, going to work, and there was a gun in his car. Like, when he opened the door, he seen the gun. He said, so he went to go, like, call his man, like, yo, did you leave a gun in my car? His man, like, no. He said, why you on the phone talking to his man? The cops pull up and lock him up. He said, he told the cops, no, that's not my gun. He's like, so he went in the building he was in, and he seen us, like, pulled up and put the guns in his car. Oh, and pulled off. I said, bro, I don't know nobody in the hood that got guns, just waste like that to clear. I don't know what. He's like, yeah, so, like, JC had a gag order on this, like, trying to get a gag order and trying to. And my thing is, if that's not my son, I just take a test, get over with. Yeah.
Has Rymir Satterthwaite finally gotten Jay-Z to admit that he's actually his biological father? Because after 10 years of Jay-Z twisting and turning every which way just to avoid taking a paternity test, the court has finally put its foot down. Jay-Z has now been legally ordered to take the DNA test once and for all.
Do you really go by the lead of choosing father? I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like, it's not far as a proven me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like, it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take it, no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I can take me being embarrassed. I just can't take nobody not saying nothing.
And let me tell y'all, these test results have the Carter household in a complete chokehold. Jay-Z's past may finally be catching up to him. The DNA test allegedly confirmed what Rymir has been claiming for decades, that he is Jay-Z's firstborn son. Now people are slamming Jay-Z for putting Rymir through years of turmoil. And to make matters worse, Matthew Knowles is publicly calling Jay-Z out, letting him know just how badly he messed up this time. But this isn't just a case of father-son drama. Because whenever Jay-Z is caught up in some mess, Beyoncé always ends up getting dragged into it, whether she likes it or not. Matthew is not here for Jay-Z, continuing to embarrass his daughter and pulling her into problems that aren't her fault and that she has no business being involved in. Alright, y'all, at this point it looks like there's no more running for Jay-Z. This paternity drama is finally catching up to him. For the first time ever, Rymir Satterthwaite has gotten a major breakthrough in his decades-long battle for recognition. Word is, the court finally allowed his case to proceed and ordered Jay-Z to provide DNA samples to put this drama to rest. Once and for all, if you've been following this case at all, you already know it's been a long time coming. At one point, it seemed like it was never going to happen. Jay-Z has the resources to drag things out forever, but this time, the law sided with Rymir and gave him the shot he's been fighting for all these years.
Try to contact me in any type of way, and that's all I'm asking. It's like nobody seems we really want the case to be a little bit. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just, make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm coming out here for the truth. I don't want no. As I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not going to the courts and get the truth. Like, what is it really? Why, what is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over.
The first time we ever heard about Rymir was back in 2010, when he initially filed a paternity suit against Jay-Z. This was just 2 years after Jay-Z and Beyoncé got married. At the time, all of Rymir's efforts to get the case moving were met with legal roadblocks. The Pennsylvania courts ruled against him because of his age when the case was filed. He was already 18. From there, he took the case to New Jersey, but Jay-Z's legal team argued that there was no reason for him to submit to a DNA test in New Jersey since he had no personal or professional ties to the state. As a result, a judge dismissed the case. However, Rymir's lawyers quickly appealed and presented tax documents that referenced a Sean Carter, who did have ties to New Jersey. Still, Jay-Z's legal team pushed back, claiming there was no definitive proof that the Sean Carter named in those documents was actually Jay-Z. It might have seemed like a small technicality, but it was enough to get the case thrown out again. But Rymir didn't back down. He started revealing personal and sensitive details that made it clear why he believed Jay-Z could be his father. According to Rymir, his mother was just 16 years old when she met and began dating Jay-Z, who was 22 at the time. By the time Rymir was born in 1993, his mother and Jay-Z had lost contact, and she had gotten back together with her high school sweetheart Robert Graves died at the time. She decided the best thing to do was put Robert's name on Rymir's birth certificate. But years later, she admitted to her son who his real father was. Rymir then got a DNA test with Robert, and the results confirmed that Robert was not his biological father. When it came time for Jay-Z to take the test, Rymir says he did everything in his power to avoid it. He looked for every loophole possible to dodge giving up his DNA, way beyond. I feel like, right now I got a bigger fight. This is part of my life, so I won't stop fighting for the paternity or anything else. Whatever I put my mind to, I fully go. I was hoping it wasn't true, but if it is, honestly, you can't do things like that. You will get what you deserve. I don't know what them guys was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. If it's true, only he can respond and get himself out of this. Rymir's case became so public that the NAACP and ACLU stepped in to advocate on his behalf. Then in 2014, he filed again only to have the case dismissed once more because he still couldn't definitively prove that the Sean Carter listed in the documents was J-Z now. However, Rymir has taken the matter all the way to the New Jersey Supreme Court, which has finally ordered Jay-Z to take the paternity test. Getting to this point marks a major victory for Rymir. Since going public with his story, he's been ridiculed online, accused of chasing clout, and labeled a gold digger just looking for a payout. But if you've actually listened to him, he's made it clear over and over again he doesn't care about the money, the fame, or the attention. The only thing he's ever wanted was to know who his father is, and going after Jay-Z has been nothing but trouble for him. He's faced years of alleged intimidation and harassment from Jay-Z's team. There was even a moment when he discovered a gun in his car. While he was still trying to figure out how it got there, the police pulled up and began questioning him. According to Rymir, the cops were close to arresting him until surveillance footage surfaced showing someone else putting the gun in his car. So, no, this fight was never about a payday. For Rymir, this has always been about the truth and the need to resolve what's felt like unfinished business for most of his life.
I get fair due process. They just been, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, so I can't get in there and actually know fully what's going on. I'm only there to, say what I believe in, and you guys' opinion on how to take the test, anything else you want me to do. I always been here to stand on the truth. I told them if it was wrong, I'm a man, I can apologize, but for me to go in there and ask for fair due process and not get it, they just throw you all around like you're a rag doll. I just find that to be crazy, and I really think we need to change that. Like, it's craziness, I'm not asking for nothing. I've always been on here. I wasn't never asking for nothing. People can say what they want. As I said, I work, I'm doing great. I gotta take care of my kids. Like, I'm driving a nice car, I'm getting nice income. So it's not like I've never been here asking for nothing or trying to get 15 minutes of fame. So people just gotta realize that these court systems and these people that's out here and controlling these people that's in the court system, we need to change it, because you can't go and get fair due process because we all paying taxes and all this.
Now that the law finally seems to be on Rymir's side, he's just relieved that he might actually see this whole saga come to an end. But, who's not too happy about it? Matthew Knowles, word on the street is that he's growing increasingly frustrated with Jay-Z's past coming back to haunt him yet again. And it's not just about protecting Beyoncé. From the cheating scandals to Jay-Z's alleged involvement with Diddy, and now this Beyoncé always ends up getting caught in the crossfire. If those DNA test results prove that Jay-Z is Rymir's biological father, and worse, if it's confirmed that he was involved with Rymir's mother when she was a minor, you can't even begin to imagine the level of fallout that could come crashing down on the Carter legacy. And let's be real, this isn't just about Jay-Z and Beyoncé anymore. Their entire family could be affected. This kind of revelation could blow up everything they've built and completely destroy the reputation they've worked so hard to protect. That's why it's so important for Jay-Z to keep that door closed, to protect the family he actually wants to claim, and based on what we're seeing, it looks like Jay-Z may finally be paying attention to what Matthew Knowles has been saying. For the first time since this entire paternity case began, Jay-Z has given a clear response to Rymir's allegations. He's calling this lawsuit the latest chapter in what he describes as a decades-long harassment campaign. Despite multiple courts having allegedly addressed and rejected these claims, Jay-Z says Rymir has continued to spread the story to anyone who will listen. Jay-Z's legal team also came out swinging. They flat out denied Rymir's claims of harassment and intimidation. According to them, they actually tried to reach out to Rymir's guardian to arrange a peaceful meeting, but were met with hostility. Since then, all communication efforts have reportedly broken down, but honestly, I don't know about you guys, It really seems like Jay-Z and his team are holding out a lot more than they need to. If he's so sure that Rymir isn't his son, why not just take the DNA test and end this once and for all? The fact that he's let this situation drag on for years rather than resolving it makes it feel like there might actually be some truth, or even a lot of truth, to what Rymir has been saying, and the internet, oh, they definitely think something's up. Jay-Z's constant dodging is starting to look like a desperate attempt to avoid the truth. I really feel for Rymir. Having to beg someone for a paternity test for years is heartbreaking. I truly hope he has fair legal representation to support and protect him through this mess. It's honestly wild to think that people can allegedly manipulate the legal process like this. Enough is enough, just take the test, and I'm not going to lie. If it turns out that Rymir is Jay-Z's son and Jay spent all these years ignoring him, then Jay-Z ain't the man y'all think he is. Because that's some loser behavior, point blank. This point, I don't even think Jay-Z can claim Rymir, because if he doesn't, the world will assume the worst. People will start asking if Jay-Z is hiding something even darker, and that's why he's been dodging the DNA test. I truly hope Rymir gets the justice he's been fighting for. But what do you think? Do you believe it's possible that Jay-Z really is Rymir's father? Have you actually compared side-by-side photos of the two? Go take a look, sound off in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because we've got much more drama coming on this topic. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Betties.